Hey guys, it's Tim. Hey, just welcome to the dive. So glad you're here and so glad we get to look at Good Friday together. You know, when I was growing up and even as an adult, I always wondered, like, man, this is such a weird thing to call this day Good Friday, because it seems like it's such a weird thing to put a label as calling something good, because this is when we remember Jesus died, the brutal death that he faced on the cross, and it doesn't really seem very good, but it is good because this was not the end. And also, this is good because of what Jesus did. He made payment for us. And the payment that Jesus made, like, this was not a payment that you and I need to supplement, right? This payment was sufficient in and of itself. And that is what is so amazingly good about it. And we see that in the account of the crucifixion found in the book of Luke. Because see, all throughout the Gospels, we see that Jesus was crucified, but there was also these two dudes on either side of him who were also being crucified. But they were being crucified for crimes they had committed, even though Jesus was innocent, right? And they were there, and they were mocking Jesus, just like the bystanders and the Pharisees and all the religious leaders and all those people. They were all mocking Jesus. But at one point, for one of these guys, the tone, his tune changed. And let's pick up what he says here. He says here in Luke 23, starting in verse 39, he says this: "One of the criminals who were hanged railed at him, saying, 'Are you not the Christ? Save yourself and us.' But the other rebuked him, saying, 'Do you not fear God, since you are under the same sentence of condemnation? And we indeed justly, for we are receiving the due reward for our deeds. But this man has done nothing wrong.' And he said, 'Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom.' And here's what Jesus replied. Here's what he said: 'Truly I say to you, today you'll be with me in paradise.'" Guys, let me tell you why this is such amazing news. Because see, if we had to keep doing things, if Jesus' payment wasn't sufficient, then this guy never could have gotten to heaven. Because see, this guy did not have a chance to get down from that cross and to go ahead and be a good person and go to church and do all these things. He didn't have that opportunity. He died a matter of hours later, right? He never had that chance. But yet Jesus promised him and said, "Surely you will be with me." And so what we see, guys, is that Jesus' payment is sufficient. It is good enough. And that is something we can hold on to, because sometimes we might feel like, man, I gotta do this to earn God's love, I gotta do this to earn salvation, and that's not true. God loves us, and he sent his son to die for us. In fact, there's a famous verse in John chapter 3, verse 16, maybe you know it, and it says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only son, that whoever believes him should not perish, but have everlasting life." But I also want you guys to see what's right after that verse. It says this in verse 17: "For God did not send his son into the world to condemn the world, but in order that the world might be saved through him." See, guys, like those two guys who were condemned on either side of Jesus, we all are condemned because of our sin, because of what we've done. But because of the payment that Jesus made, he did not come to condemn us, but to save us, to make payment. And that is good news. May we remember that today. May we thank him for it. And may we choose, not out of obligation, but out of love, to live in a way that just shows our gratitude for the immense things that he has done for us, that we celebrate on Good Friday. Thanks, guys. Have an awesome day.